Hello and welcome. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Robin and this is the first episode out of two where I'm gonna disc brake and 6-lug convert my Volvo TGB portal axles. Welcome. So right now I'm removing the drum brakes and here is the 8-lug oddball pattern. So this one is gonna be machined and I'm gonna have the 6 times 5.5 pattern here with disc brakes. So it's a little bit pain in the ass to get it off. So I'm gonna remove this gear and to be able to get this disc off. So that's what this episode is all about. How to remove this mounting plate from the portal axles. Here's a TJ, and those portal axles is gonna be fitted underneath this one. What I'm gonna do before I put them under the TJ is I'm gonna remove the mounting plate where you fit the tire on, because right now it's an oddball wheel pattern. So to be able to use more standard wheels and rims, I'm gonna convert it to 6 times 5.5 bolt pattern. I'm also gonna install disc brakes instead of the drum brakes. I'm gonna clean the axle tubes from the old brackets because it's a leaf sprung vehicle. And now it's gonna be on coilover and link suspensions. And later on it's gonna be link mounts welded to the axle tubes as well. As you can see, someone has driven them off-road once many years ago, probably, so it's kind of all fitted with dirt everywhere. But here's the portal hub. So you have a gear in here where the drive shafts is connected to, and then you have a bigger gear, so you have the gear reduction here, which makes the offset from the center line of the axle tube to the center line of the wheel, and that provides a lot of ground clearance. To remove the complete wheel hub from the portal axle, you remove the 7 bolts in this flange, which sits, you can see them, there's one, there's another one down there, and all around. Remove those and you can remove the whole part. So on this side I have removed the 7 nuts. So now I can use a pry bar to carefully pry it out, because it's gonna come off here. But before you do that, there's an oil drain plug underneath here, this one, because you have some oil in these reduction gears. So remove that oil, so it will not be it will be less mess if you remove that oil now before you remove this one. As you can see, it's not super much, but it's a little bit of oil in there. All the discs are there, the drums off, bit dirty down there, off and off. So here they are. So now I'm gonna remove the nuts here. The nuts, remove this one off and get the bearing out. Not the bearing, but the wheel. When you remove the wheel studs, the only thing that's still fitted is the bearing. You could cut off the bearing and throw it, but if it's in good shape, you can reuse it. But to get it off without destroying it, it can be a bit tricky. So that's why I went to the guys in the off-road cave in Stockholm, because they have all the original military tools for these axles. And one of the tools is a special puller for just these bearings. So we went there and they helped me to remove the bearings. If you don't have access to a bearing puller like this, I will put the part numbers for the bearings in the description below. In the Jeep cave you can find some really cool rigs with these Volvo portal axles. And this is Jacob's new rig, a fully tube chassis with, of course, the Volvo portal axles, and this has also been disc brake converted with the same kit that I'm using. Now that the bearings are removed, these mounting plates are now ready to be machined by Mahlin Advanced mechanics. Next step is to remove the mounting plate for the drum brakes. When you remove the springs and the bolts, it should look like this. It's this big part in the middle that you want to remove from this big plate. To remove it, it's easiest to do with a press and some pins. You fit these pins in the 4 holes, as you can see here. There's one, another one, and the 2 more. I put a plate on top of the pins and carefully press it down. And you can see that the big chunk in the middle is slowly coming out. So be careful so it doesn't drop to the floor, and put your hand like this underneath it and it will come right out. Now that the mounting plate has been removed, it should look like this. It's really dirty, so it's a good time to clean it off, and be careful with this edge here. It's a rubber sealant for the bearings. So do not damage that one. There you have it. How you remove the mounting plates so they can be machined and converted to a 6-lug pattern with disc brakes for your Volvo TGB portal axles. In the next episode I'm gonna show you when I assembled everything back together and finalize the 6-lug and brake disc conversion. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time. Take care. Bye.